Tino,
Yes, Jorge.
how you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling great. The sun's shining.
Getting some vitamin D, man.
I haven't had this in a long time.
This is important for a gamer like you.
I think so too. My skin is still super pale. I don't think that's gonna change. As you see, I'm still wearing long sleeves. But you know, at least
Yeah, why are you wearing a sweater right now, man?
I don't know.
You still
The
like,
sun's scary, I think.
you're just like, I might catch too much of a tan?
Yeah.
You don't want to come home
I
and,
don't
like,
want
look
to come home and
like a
feel
lobster?
Yeah. I don't tan. I burn.
How are you feeling with these couple days in New York City? How are the vibes? You know, tell me, like, you know, how you feeling, brother?
Honestly, coming from like Detroit,
Yeah.
I never see this many people, like ever. I see maybe when I walk down the streets of Detroit, like two groups of other people. So the amount of population is definitely different.
Humans. There's humans that exist.
Yeah. There's public transportation sort of goes crazy. Not having to drive everywhere is nice. And then of course just meeting people. Like that is, you don't get this often, and when you do, it's really fun.
If you're watching this and you're like looking for the true builder in this space, like, I mean, this guy's a true builder because you could tell he's never been out.
Yeah.
He's like seeing humans. He's been too busy building Lux.
I'm like learning how to interact with people again.
The product, it's here. It's finally. Let's give it to the people.
Yeah, definitely. How about yourself? How have you been?
Oh, dude, I'm here. You know, I got my Florida.
You're tanning?
Like, I got my Florida look. You know, enjoying
Yeah.
New York City. Although it was a little chilly for me this morning.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the content. This is what warms me up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Talking to you now and finding out what Lux is doing.
Yeah.
So what is it that you're doing, man?
Right. So Lux is a browser extension,
Yeah.
and it acts as the social layer for the whole internet. So you can
The
chat,
whole internet.
voice chat, and transact, and play mini games with anyone who's on the same website as you. So just this idea of like third spaces, you know, like malls, right? People don't necessarily go to malls as much as they used to anymore, and because we're all moving online, these third spaces have sort of been lost. So Lux is a space for like really genuine, true interaction that isn't super catered, I suppose.
The malls, they're dead. But the markets are alive.
The markets are alive.
But the malls are dead.
The balls are dead.
And Lux is here.
Lux is here. Lux is here to stay.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Like, what inspired you to get to Lux? Like, how did you, like, what was it that you were just like, I need this is something that's needed in the space? What was it like? Was it something that was just like your troublings of like being able to connect, and like having to go to multiple programs to be able to game, talk, chat, and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. It started with just 4 years ago. I was out in California working for Google, and it was just not, I don't want to be super cliche here, but it wasn't fulfilling, right? Like I wanted to build
Web2 job fulfilling?
Yeah, I wanted to build something cool, unique that hasn't been done before. So I probably preemptively quit before I even had like a fully fleshed out idea, but I figured that the fire would be nice.
Dove right in, man.
It was probably, I would not recommend that to anyone.
Not
Definitely
financial
validate,
advice?
yeah.
Not career advice.
Not career advice. Definitely validate your product better than I did. But it was really just something that I wanted to use for myself and my friends to use. Like especially just as you're hopping around the internet, as you were just doing stuff in tandem, like just screen sharing is I don't know, like we'd all would hop in Discord and stuff, and it would just be our little closed group of people, and the only time we would get to meet new people is if we invited like, you know, a friend of a friend in. It was never these random genuine interactions. So we were like, what if I started creating this? We could just sat in here and met people where we're browsing, if we're watching the same Twitch stream, if we're watching the same news report.
What game was it that you were playing?
Valorant.
What news is it that you were watching?
The Artemis 2 launch. Actually, I think I have that recorded. Like, it was like one of the first like duct taped solutions that I had a Lux Live, where I was like, let's watch the Artemis 2 launch.
Should I ask what movie you were watching?
Ex Machina, I feel like,
Ooh,
was right
Ex
around
Machina.
that time. Yeah.
All right. That's not a bad choice.
It was good. It was a good choice, I feel like.
Yeah. Did you watch a movie on the way here on the airplane?
No, I worked.
You worked?
Yeah.
Are you coded?
Coded.
Vibe
Yeah.
coded?
I mean, yes. I mean, if you're not using AI within, like, at least in some capacity, I feel like you're doing something wrong.
We're getting the secrets out from Tino.
But I'm not too much of a vibe coder. I know what I want to code, so let me write it really quickly.
Look, I think you're in your alpha 2 or segment 2 of Lux. what is the second half mean? Like what is this, and like what's next after that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a big problem, well, Lux's mission here is to make the internet more social, right? I feel like with iteration of V1 of Lux, we were forcing people into an avatar-like state, you know, with an avatar where you can run around into a game in order to socialize. And I feel like that was ass backwards almost, where I feel like we should allow them to socialize first, which is what the sidebar, what V2 allows for, without needing to go into a game. But if you want a more like immersive experience, you can enter this avatar-like state and play mini games with your friends, but it's not necessary.
I love that. I mean, so as this is rolling out, what are you already like thinking? What's the feedback from the community? You're testing.
Right.
What are the things that are people saying about it? What are you ready now? Like, have you learned something from this that you're like, we have to like shift a little bit and integrate or build something to keep this going?
Right. Yeah, I think just the communicating with your community is just an extremely iterative process to make sure that you are still a good, one of my advisors gave me a really good analogy. He's like, be the bus driver, not the Uber driver, right?
Ooh.
Like you have a set path that you're going to be driving on, and people can get on and off as they please. You can hear them yell in the back of your bus, but you don't want to like be the Uber driver where the community is telling you exactly where you're going to go, right? You need to take in the feedback, but you have to make sure that you're steering the ship.
That's a scary bus to be on.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Especially in Web3.
Especially when you have no idea how to drive a bus.
Even worse when they're keyboard warriors.
Yeah, even worse when they're keyboard warriors.
Man, I'll make sure I take a plane.
Yeah. I
prefer the jet set.
Yeah.
Look, man, I think it's really great to hear. Like, you mentioned community.
Yeah.
How the hell do you do it? Because like the Lux community is like, those guys are like the 300 army.
Oh
like,
no.
Like they come out like, and they come out in full force. Like,
they show up.
Yeah, like like when we post on the Gaming on Solana account about Lux or anything, or like even like how we found out about you guys was because of the community. Like just posting on the Gaming on Solana account, and I was like, I need to reach out to Lux and figure out. And like that's when I was chasing you down, and you were like ignoring my DMs.
No,
Do you remember
okay.
that? Like when I was like, yo, bro, and I'm like, your community wants it, and you're like, Scene. Next message. Scene. And I was like,
I know. Like, no, you know what? I deserve this. I deserve this.
I finally like told one of the Lux community members, I was like, bring me to your king now. And they were like, got you. So we finally got that chat going. And yeah, man, I think like community, like how have you been able to build with them? Like, and you know, where you are today, it's really, really impressive for like to be in Web3 right now and have the communities like to back you that way. Speaks a lot for the product, but also speaks a lot from yourself as like what type of leader and founder you are. It means that you're communicating. It means that you're understanding them. It means that you are listening. And I think it's very important that you listen as a founder and a leader in this space, especially in Web3. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, first off, huge shout out to the Lux community. Like genuinely, they are the most insane, amazing.
We're gonna get a million comments from Lux now.
Definitely. It is.
Break the internet.
I am every day. I'm humbled just by how much they do show up. Like as a founder, as just a builder, having people that actually truly enjoy the product that you're building together as a community is an amazing feeling. And they are. I mean, without a community, there is nothing. Especially in consumer social, right? Your users, your community are everything. So without them, we would not be here. So it's really just we do like community nights. We try and play games together. We do a weekly Lux night, right? Where generally it's just keeping up, hearing about what they're thinking about, bouncing around ideas, and sometimes we'll play like just other games like Gartic Phone or even Lux together, right? It just depends on the day. But I think it's just how can we build, especially because Lux is a platform for communities, I think it's important that it's built by a community. And so just making sure that we're all tight-knit, all on the same page, and hearing insights from everyone is extremely helpful.
What do you think's been the hardest part as a leader or founder with the community?
I think the biggest difficulty is trying to find the happy medium between too much feedback and not enough feedback.
It's like that happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy community, happy...
Did you put the toilet seat down?
Yeah, of course.
All right, because that's when I get yelled at home all the time.
No, you can't.
Can never find a happy balance on that one, man.
No. You need to get the ones that like open and close, like motion censored.
Yeah, dude. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm the one that likes to screenshot profits. and not
Okay.
actually take profits. So I don't think I'll ever get to that level. But hopefully one day, like
No.
I'll be like smart enough to say, if I'm posting about it, I should be taking profits about it.
No. Pictures worth 1,000 words. Pictures worth $1,000. You know,
I'm still on the train that Bitcoin's going to go to 250,000.
250 FUD.
Yeah, it's like not
Million.
control advice.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. Anyways, look, I think like community, you spoke about them, and speaking about what you're building with them. V3, when is that? Are you able to share? Like, what's the roadmap look like for the next 6 months of 2025?
Yeah, absolutely. So to, I guess, give a little insider info into
Alpha.
what we're thinking,
So I
right?
can push this out today if it's alpha. If it's not alpha, I'm not pushing it out today.
No, don't worry. It is. We want, especially because we are this layer on top of the internet, we want to be integrated with the internet. 2D and a 2D side scroller platformer just isn't really cutting it for the level of immersion that we're looking for.
Okay.
And I think avatars need to be extremely identifiable with, right? Like, you want to look cool as an avatar in a game. You don't want it to just be sort of wishy-washy on how you feel about your customization options. So really focusing on the new avatars, on the new customization options, and the new engine as a whole, right? Because we are this layer that we want builders to build on top of, like within our world, within our game engine. I think 3D is the future.
The alpha? I mean, Tino came. He came prepared. Did you drink a coffee before this?
I had a Celsius.
Ooh, Celsius.
Yeah.
Which flavor though?
Wild berry. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're getting a little wild, so the berry might
will
not have been
show.
there, but the wild came in. Look, I think you mentioned a little bit about V3 and the roadmap. Like, next 6 months is big months for crypto and for gaming. I think like it's very
Absolutely.
critical months as games are getting more ready to launch. What's that message that you're looking to work with more games? Like, what is it that added value that you want to really push to games, and like, what is it that you're looking to break through with the games to show them, hey, this is why almost every game that's watching this should be reaching out to Lux?
Oh, I think that is a great question, especially if you're a web-based game. I feel like communication within your game, whether that be text channels or voice channels, are just a lot of the times too difficult to scale properly and do correctly. So with Lux, with the side panel, whether you're playing agar.io, noodles.gg, or any of those other like web-based games, with Lux, you can instantly integrate, and now your community or whoever your users are playing your game can voice chat and text chat with anyone that's playing within the game with them, instead of having to go to a third-party solution like Discord and have a separate application open. It's just all within your browser.
So you're saying I never have to leave the one screen?
You never have to leave your browser. That's where the internet happens. So why are we trying to rip people away from the browser?
Tino, I don't know if you know this, but I have 5 screens I stare at on a daily basis.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I'm crazy.
Do you like?
Have you noticed that?
What's your? You're from Florida.
Oh, that makes me crazier.
Yeah.
Florida man.
I think that's just like the baseline. What's your setup then?
You're really gonna like have a heart attack. What I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I literally have a 50-inch screen in the middle. On top
That's
of
your
this,
first monitor is a 50-inch. Okay. No judgments yet.
I have a 50-inch. Then I have a 30-inch on the side,
Okay.
a 30-inch on the top,
Okay.
and a 30-inch on the other side. It looks like a command center.
I think that's like nuclear launch command center.
Yeah, and then behind me I have another setup with one twin screen.
You just do the 180 swivel.
Yeah, so like it's a good way for like when I'm like too embedded, I need like a break.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to the back one, and that's where usually like trading happens for me.
Okay.
So like I like to like it's like leaving like the office, but not leaving the office. It's just rolling the chair around.
it's turning 180 degrees.
It works for me,
Yeah, and like I like going to like I used to have multiple monitors, but now I'm sort of like a laptop
Yeah.
warrior.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of it now and send it to you.
Yeah, I think I would like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
I love checking out people's setups. That's just a really, I don't know, like a cool interior design-esque or adjacent a part of gaming or a part of
Yeah.
art culture.
But you might just find a solution that I've needed for my whole life.
A single spot. Like, why are we trying to make all of these weird third-party, downloads and stuff when we spend our time on the internet? Let's just keep it there.
I'm pretty sure Samsung, who's like watching this, is gonna be like, cancel this guy out because we're gonna lose sales.
No.
'Cause they're like, people like me are not gonna buy that many screens anymore. I always have to like upgrade the damn screens.
Oh yeah, you need
Because the
that.
games are getting better, and it's like,
What is it, 240 hertz or we're up to now? Or I think we can go high.
no,
I
we
think
go
it's
higher,
much
bro.
more
It's like
than
360 right now.
that. God, can we even see that? Do you have, is it a 50-inch 360?
Dude, I'm such a great gamer that I'm just like, I'm there to like stare at it while I get killed.
Right, yeah,
And it's,
yeah.
you know, it's just,
With the blood splatter on the screen is gorgeous.
hey man, this is not live, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Tino, love what Lux is doing. Love that you talked about the community. You talked about a little bit about the development. We got even a bee on me.
Yeah. Bees.
I don't have
Shout
any.
out.
Yeah, shout out to the bees. The honey that make the bees.
Honestly, I was thinking about becoming a bee farmer once in my life.
It's pretty lucrative.
I think it's just good too, right?
I always see them at the farmers market. Like these guys are like selling jars and like they collect.
bees?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, like the honey.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was
yeah.
saying like a colony.
Oh no,
What if you want to become a bee farmer? Tokenize bees.
tokenize it. Tokenize that.
Tokenize that.
Why not?
Tokenize that.
Believe, right?
Believe.
There you go.
Believe in that.
There you go. Tino, what's the messaging now look like, or what is it going to look like in 6 months from now as games come to live, as all this that you just gave us the alpha on and everything that you're building towards?
Yeah.
When does it now also look like a business from a revenue standpoint that you're going to be able to say monetize? Like,
Right.
How do you turn monetization on for what you're building?
Yeah, absolutely. I think thinking about revenue earlier than later will always just help, right? So we've been thinking about revenue models since our conception, and we've actually played with a few different ones, right? We have played with a subscription-based model. We've played with microtransactions models within the platform, and I think it's somewhere right in between, because I think subscriptions a lot of times can be really scummy, where they just want you to forget, right? They want you to forget that it's still running and you're paying your, $4.99, $9.99 a month. But I like the idea of purchasing a month at a time, right? So with our full release and untoken gating early access of V2 of Lux, we are also going to be rolling out Deluxe, which is our
Deluxe.
It's our little booster package, which you can purchase a month at a time. So it's not recurring subscription. We're not trying to screw you over on just like forgetting about it, right? And with this, you'll just get access to more custom themes. You'll get access to more profile customization. We're working on staking within the platform as well. And a really cool part is because Lux has embedded wallets, and I think a big problem with Web3 onboarding is, getting your first soul so that you can actually make a network transaction.
That's an issue?
A friend. Yes. Yes, that
Never
is.
would have guessed in Web3,
That is a massive
Trying to remember
issue.
your 25 wallets and seed phrases and
Right.
which account did I log into, and
It's just confusing. I can't even stay on top of that, right? So if you're a subscriber of Deluxe, you get free gas or no network fees on peer-to-peer transactions. So it just makes and helps sending those transactions to friends or people you meet so much easier.
just the mic drops, man. You just came prepared. The wild's coming out of this.
The berry.
The berry. Gotta ask you $1 million question. I don't know if you're ready for it.
Oh boy. Okay, I'll do my best.
Why Solana?
This one's easy. This one's so easy. I'll tell you why. Community, right? No one is louder. No one's more cult-like than all communities on Solana. It's as simple as that. If you're trying to build a consumer social application, why would you look anywhere else but Solana? The community's here. The people want you here. The builders are here.
New York City, you're here. Accelerate. What do you have on the schedule outside of today's events?
Outside of building, I've been working at Solana HQ. Absolutely incredible experience. Wow, so much better than my little room that I work out of.
You have a room?
No, I have a box.
Oh, I've been in the basement for the past couple years.
Oh,
I haven't really come out.
Windows or no?
No windows.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Not
okay.
at that level.
Not
yeah.
at that level,
One
yeah.
day, when I take profits.
Yeah, when no more screenshotting.
Yeah.
We'll remember that probably. Maybe
Hopefully.
give it
We'll look back at
2
this.
years to sink in.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll see.
3. Yeah. But what was the question? What were we even saying? I don't know.
I think we were just talking about
Accelerate.
Yeah, Accelerate.
Yeah. So I've got the Tapestry and SNS. They're doing a little get together, a little mixer tonight. So I'll be over there
Okay.
at Fool's Gold. And then tomorrow, Amy Street is throwing a little rooftop mixer.
Okay.
Super excited for that. Love Amy. Shout out Amy.
I interviewed her yesterday.
I haven't You haven't heard her?
No, I interviewed her yesterday.
Oh, you interviewed her
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah. I got her on video.
We
That
love
video's
Amy.
coming out today, probably.
Okay. And then Thursday and Friday, ship or die.
Ship or die.
From 9 to 7. That's a full day.
Hey man, 6 months from now we're gonna be in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, really?
Breakpoint.
Yeah, I'm. You know what the coolest part about being in part of Solana is? Outside of just meeting cool people, we get to go places. Like, this is awesome.
I know, I didn't get to travel much. Like now, like this job is like, yeah, you gotta travel because you gotta go create content there.
Too much travel or just enough travel that you like it?
I need more.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Because it's good to like see that there's humans out, like there's real humans.
Yeah, I know. Like we said, I forgot
Like I've been
about
on too many
that.
Twitter spaces. I look at PFPs like monkeys and
Oh,
like,
God.
you know, all
Yeah.
these things, and I'm just like, holy crap, there's real people behind these people.
Yeah, that don't. Yeah.
All right, Tino,
Yes. Jorge.
where do we find you?
You can find us on Twitter at lux.gg, or you can go and visit our website at lux.gg. Both lux.gg.
The community at Lux, y'all know this is the alpha you wanted. This is why you wanted Tino on camera, and here we are.
Thank you, Jorge. Seriously, it's always fun. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.